It's actually Data Suite. It's an exclusive product through Tier 11. Tier 11 has built the Data Suite. We have actually built a edge tag technology to tag people even before they get to the site. So the accuracy is very, very good. Pipe that into our own data warehouse. So our servers to then be piped back into a CRM tool back to the platform. It's a really great way to say, hey, I don't want ad blockers to mess me up. I want to have my fingerprinting and my tracking to be really, really, really accurate. I want to kind of see how true I can get with this metric. And that's why when I pulled up Wicked reports, I know that 1.9% of traffic that's coming from Performance Max is cold. That is insane. I mean, that is 98% accurate, basically 98.1% accurate. It's fantastic and really helps us scale. So that's Data Suite. All right, Soren. Hey, Soren, that is awesome. You've been around here for years, so I appreciate it, man. Hey, John, did you find a good strategy to work for search and fully built PMax? No, I actually tried to make full built PMax work more and more and more. What ended up happening is that the search campaign was fairly effective at delivering a new user, but the full built PMax had millions of people on all 6 networks that it can go after. That 1/6 of that budget did get a little bit better. Like the display remarketing got a little bit better, but then you'll see GSP blow up. And you're like, well, crap. So it's almost like you have like a dog, a puppy, and you have 6 lanes that the puppy can run down, and you're like, please run down that one. And it's like, you did it, and you didn't do it, and you didn't do it again. You did it. Like, it just basically takes all the money that it wants to and says, well, I don't really know if I can really go after that person you want me to go to on the channel. There's some cheap YouTube traffic over there. And then it just goes that way. So full build PMax is, in my opinion, too diversified in order to scale at $1, $2, $3, $4, $500,000 a month in terms of it finding the people that I wanted to go to. So when I locked it in by either isolating landing pages on feeder, on a feed only, or isolating the landing page and also removing like display images and that kind of stuff, then it kind of got more close to it. But full build PMax just never came around. Unfortunately, it just never identified that it should go down a path and actually go down that path. Unfortunately, it just simply did whatever it want. So that was unfortunately new, but hopefully that helps. All right. Mark, you said just PMax. Did I miss something? Is this one? I have a PMax camp. Okay, yeah. So I would, definitely just see if you can try to scale just Performance Max, because if you can, and it is working, and you have that just PMax, and you're good. If it's hitting that target, what Google is basically saying is, okay, you have told me that out of 100 people, you want a 350 ROAS. I found 50 out of 300, out of 100 people that you want a 350% ROAS on, I found 50 of those 100. So I know half of these people, but you only gave me budget for 2, 10, 30, 49. We don't know. So as you start to add in more budget, you're going to see that the targeting is going to allow itself to move into the people that it knows it can convert. And then as you keep adding in ad spend, and then it has to move out of the people that it know it can convert and into the people it doesn't know it can convert, that's where you're gonna hit a point of diminishing return. Once you hit that point where you're adding in more money and either no more money is being spent, or when you add in more money and then the ROAS in-app and CPA in-app start to go off course, pull back, wait. If it can generate and find new users on its own, after about 2 to 4 weeks, you restart the process. You can then add in more budget. But it's really dependent upon that sales cycle and that time lag. If it takes a month for you to warm up traffic and convert them, you really can only increase your ad spend every 32 days, because you got to wait for the whole month to cycle through before you can say, okay, that did good. Day 32, do it all over again. My bad, I meant audience layering in regards to targeting, or should both campaigns be set to observation? Yes. So here's what's funny is a correlation and causation between inbound search in Google is actually really, really interesting. So at any point in time in Q4, post kind of December 1st, everybody in the audience targeting is shopping for Christmas gifts. So when someone goes and signs up for like a license renewal of their, motorcycle, I don't know, I'm thinking of something that is irrelevant. When they click on an ad to like update their, I moved to a new town and now I'm clicking on the DMV that's running, Google ads, really, really random, but that person is now a Christmas shopper. So just because it's correlated doesn't mean it's causated. So what I usually look at is in terms of audience layering, I start off all the time with just observation. Now, I actually could care less how Google has identified that audience if I have good performance. I actually do this with all of the demographics. So age, sex, even location, really, because location sometimes kind of off, but household income, parental status, all of those, I really don't care if they're accurate. I care if they look good because I will put more money into that. So if a person is like, hey, we actually sell more garden hoses to people that are that like yoga, I don't care. Is it scalable? That could be wrong, but it works. So I always started on observation and then don't say, okay, this is set in stone and these are these people. These affinities and in markets are rock solid. No, it could just be that their existing internet ecosystem activity has been identified as this. But just because a person is Christmas shopping that buys garden hoses doesn't mean that everybody that's interested in garden hoses is a Christmas shopper. So you kind of see that there's not really related. They're just identified by that. So set it to observation first. If it works, unfortunately, with a target ROAS or anything like that, you can't really increase your bids for them. You can't do an advanced bid adjustment in observation mode like you can on manual CPC. If you're using smart bidding, it just gets ignored. But you can on feeder strategy where you can start to pay more for those users. But just make sure that if it looks irrelevant, it may be, but it still may work. So test that there and see if that works for you. Analytics, perfect. So yeah, exactly. Just delete that thing and a lot less stress is great. Mark says, thanks as always. You got it, Mark. I'm glad. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm only here for you all, so I appreciate you all. You allow me to do this each Friday, which I really find a lot of fun. Alex says, go to settings and find delete the account. That's exactly right. It's honestly the best thing for you. Really is. GA4 uses modeled data that is not click data, but is attempting to fingerprint a sequence of events and then use data-driven attribution off of clicks and then AI-enhanced modeling off of the zero data to give you what Google thinks happened that day. That spawned the reason for Data Suite. If that worked, I wouldn't have a job. So I'm just saying, like, that's kind of how that works. It's modeled. That's why if you look at GA4 yesterday, it's like, I come back tomorrow, I'll tell you what happened yesterday. It's because it takes 48 hours for Google to be like, oh, what the hell do we think happened? And then they get it half wrong. My opinion is if it's 80% accurate or less, you're going to take your client's hard-earned ad spend and say, man, I really hope GA4 was right yesterday. And if not, you get fired, your clients lose money. And that's why I think sometimes the best just to delete that thing. Yep. D-Town says, thanks for the info. Greatly appreciated. You're very, very welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for asking the question. Please come back. I'm here every Friday. Make money online. Great name again. Was that Data Suite or Data Sweep? So it's actually Data Suite, SUITE. It's an exclusive product through Tier 11, the agency that you're watching this on right now. Tier 11 has built the Data Suite. We're going to do more videos on it when me and Ralph kind of come back on, which is we have actually built a edge tag technology to tag people even before they get to the site. So the accuracy is very, very good. Pipe that into our own data warehouse. So our servers to then be piped back into a CRM tool back to the platform. So it's a really great way to kind of say, hey, I don't want ad blockers to mess me up. I want to have my fingerprinting and my tracking to be really, really, really accurate. I want to kind of see how true I can get with this metric. And that's why when I pulled up Wicked reports on Make Money Online, I know that 1.9% of traffic that's coming from Performance Max is cold. That is insane. I mean, that is 98% accurate, basically 98.1% accurate. It's fantastic and really helps us scale. So that's Data Suite by Tier 11. Yep. Tier 11 Data Suite launching next week officially. Hey, this turned into an infomercial. Jose, Happy New Year, Jose. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Do you use GA4 imported conversions as primary in accounts? No, whenever I use imported conversions, I use tag or CRM data. Reason why you'd want to be wary about using GA4 imported conversions is because it actually goes through GA4's omni-channel data-driven attribution before it will allow credit to be given to the actual network that started it first, which then can be imported back into Google Ads. So, for example, if you get a Google ad click and then you get a direct click, if GA4 can't identify those two people as being the same person, Google Ads gets no credit and you just think that someone showed up out of the goodness of their heart that day. There should never be a direct channel in GA4 if it worked. There should never be a direct channel if GA4 worked. That means that someone woke up one day, typed in your URL perfectly by never clicking on an ad or link ever anywhere in the history of time, and then came and bought. That doesn't happen when your direct channels also have 10% conversion rate. So for whatever reason, these people that we've never seen before, that have never been to the site before, that never clicked on an ad before, that never saw anything before, just woke up one day and said 10% conversion rates because I need a garden hose now. It's not. The fact that direct channel exists in GA4, that traffic that you see there comparative to all of the other channels is how much it's missing. So take that out of the total equation and say, this is what I couldn't send to Google Ads or to Meta or wherever it needs to go. That is how much inaccuracy there is in GA4. Casually dropping a product launch. Nice. Hey, I got to sponsor the show myself, Any good chatbots I should consider on a budget? Talk to, TAWK.TO. Free chat. They are staff chats. I would stay away from chatbots. People just use them like a contact form, but they are $1 an hour and you get to set the time that they are actually there. So if you're like, hey, I need it from 9 to 5, it costs you $8 a day. And there's a person there that will actually chat back and forth, the full script and everything all online. So TAWK.TO, talk to. I use it all the time. Fantastic. Is a data suite available for EU GDPR? Great question. Don't know. I will find that out. I would say yes, but I am not an attorney. So I got to make sure that all that stuff is compliant, but I'm the wrong person to ask. So that's a great question. I will find out. And actually, unfortunately, now it is 1:30 my time. I do have to jump. Really appreciate it, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This has been a lot of fun, and we will see you all next week when we do the live again. Thank you. Everyone have a great rest of your new year, and we'll see you soon.